Hello and welcome to the Drone Zone. I'm drone pilot Brian Kay.
I'm drone pilot Joe Tillman.
Hey Joe.
What's up?
There's gold in them thar hills.
Is there?
Yeah, and guess what? We have a special guest, Casey Jackson from Goldfield Ghost Town in Apache Junction. How you doing, Casey?
Pretty good. Thanks for having me.
Welcome to the show. What is your role at Goldfield Ghost Town?
So I work there as a mine tour guide. So I take the folks through a recreation mine, kind of like a mining museum. So we take you underground, we show you all the tools and equipment, and then we talk to you about how it would have been like to dig out gold from the ground way back in the late 1800s. Of course, I make a whole bunch of bad jokes, and then I let you out the other side.
People that go to the Goldfield, are they from all over the world, country?
Absolutely. We have visitors from literally all around the globe every single day of the year. We're open 7 days a week. We close 3 times a year on Christmas Day, Thanksgiving Day, and Easter Sunday. But other than that, you'll find us out there so everyone has an opportunity to come and check it out.
Nice.
Arizona is known as the Copper State, but you're telling me there's gold in this state?
Oh, absolutely. Arizona is definitely a mining state in a lot of ways. And while it's true that historically a lot of our gold has been discovered as a byproduct of the copper mining, of course, we do still have our fair share of gold mining in the area. And anytime there's a little taste of gold, folks will come from all over to try to get a piece of it.
Was it kind of like a gold rush like California had?
Maybe not quite like California, but absolutely the same idea. If there's a little taste of that chance of getting it, that fever will get folks, and they will come rushing over to try to get that piece of the gold. And probably didn't hurt us that we were on the way to California either.
Sure. How would you describe Ghost Town, Goldfield Ghost Town, to someone who's never been there before?
So the town itself is a little step back into time. So it was recreated to show you what life would have been like as a mining town, one of those boom towns that were known in the late 1800s. Show folks what your lifestyle would have been like, maybe as a miner, shop worker, anything else. The town itself now offers a bunch of attractions and shops and stores and restaurants. Definitely a good way to spend the whole day in the Wild West.
How do you think BK and I would have done as miners back in the day?
Probably about as good as me, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
we may not have done so well. I feel like we have the same talking skill and not so much the hard working skill.
Okay.
Well, we flew the drone at Goldfield Ghost Town, so let's take a look on the Drone Zone.
My name's Robert Shoes. I'm the mayor of Goldfield Ghost Town. Goldfield was a booming town in the 1890s. It produced more gold than anywhere else in the state. It's got a hell of a history, and we try to preserve that and make the people realize what went on in the old days.
Good morning, Goldfield. This next guided mine tour is leaving here in just 12 minutes. If you want to join us, come on down, get yourself a ticket.
When they come out here, we give them some great tours of the mine, the train ride, the land, all the old equipment that they used back then. It's like a museum. If you walk around and take a look. There was 500 people here at one time. It outdid the population of Phoenix, the population of Tempe, which was called Hayden back then. There was more people out here camping out, working for the mines, prospecting. It was a boom. The Lost Dutchman had a lot to do with everybody coming out here. You're looking at the face of the Superstition. They believed that that's where his mine was. There's a lot of people looking for that mine to this day. The gold, it's the gold. It's all about the gold. This is exactly the way Main Street was, right here, right to the T. The Mercantile, that's a shooting gallery, the one with the bank sign on it. Mexican imports, the bakery, the gunfighters set up there on the weekends. Then the big building in back is the saloon. There's a cactus up there that we've got pictures in from the 1890s, and it's the same cactus that was there. We've got our 3 head frames now. That is what Goldfield had, was 3 head frames in the area. There's a giant winch that goes in the back there, and it hoisted the cart, the man cage, in and out of the mine, lowered them down and pulled them up. And then they pulled the ore up too. We've got a mine tour, we got the train ride, we got a mystery shack that'll blow your mind. It's all about preserving the Old West, the history of Arizona, the history of mining, and people love it.
What was it like in the mine back in the day?
So back in the late 1800s, obviously conditions were a lot worse off than we had now, but folks were still lining up for the job. The Mammoth Mine was one of the highest paying in the area. They were giving out $3 a day to the workers, $5 if you were working the hoist house, and then the lowly pooper scooper was getting about $2 a day, so a little bit less, but still a pretty good gig for the time.
Do people go to Goldfield thinking there's still gold? They think they can get there?
Absolutely. I think since we knew what gold was, we've all kind of really wanted it. So I think folks are still rushing out there hoping to get their own piece of it. No one's found any that I know of. I mean, we had gold, would we still be doing this? Probably not. But we tell folks these days we're just mining memories.
There you go.
Tell me about the buildings there. Are they pretty much how they were back in the day?
Yeah, so the town is designed to show you what it would have been like back then and give you a little taste of the history. Most of it has been rebuilt based on photographs and stuff that we have of the time so that folks can really feel like they're walking into what the Wild West and that mining life would have been like.
And you guys are in the shadow of the Superstition Mountains.
We are right at the base of the beautiful Superstitions.
And as we know in Arizona, that's where the Lost Dutchman mine legend is
That's the rumor.
located, right?
Oh, yeah. Folks come out every year to this day still searching for it. And there's been prospector parties and expeditions lost within, my time of working there that have gone out and looking at it and disappeared or died under mysterious circumstances. All the stories up there are a little wild.
All right, well, let's take a look at the Lost Dutchman Drone Zone.
Lost Dutchman State Park was founded in 1977. We offer great recreational opportunities today, like hiking, camping in our wonderful campground. We also have events that go on all throughout the month that is fun for the whole family, such as our full moon hikes, our scorpion walks, our bats program, a lot of different things, something for everybody. We are a very popular destination. If you're looking to camp here in the months of February and March, we recommend making reservations up to a year in advance. The most common wildlife that you would run into here would be the cottontail bunnies or black-tailed jackrabbits. We also have javelina, mule deer, and this time of year we also have lizards, and be careful, watch out for those snakes. With the warmer temperatures we've been having in the 80s, it's about time that the rattlesnakes come out. The Lost Dutchman is a little bit of a misnomer. It is based on a German immigrant by the name of Jacob Waltz. His story is the most well-known lost mine story in all of America. Back in the day, the Germans called themselves Deutsch, so that's why we call him the Dutchman. He wasn't lost, in fact, but legend has it that he found a rich vein of gold right here in the Superstition, and he kept the location of that mine a secret till his death, and that's what was lost. So he wasn't lost and he wasn't Dutch. He was a German who had a lost mine. And the interesting part of that story is underneath his bed when he died, we found a sample of ore that has been tested and assayed. It's the highest quality gold that we've ever found. We've never been able to match it to any other sample. So people have been searching for that gold since 1891, since his death. People come here every day asking me where the gold is. Lost Dutchman is typically an ideal spot for viewing wildflowers, especially during the spring. What you're gonna see at Lost Dutchman is the famed and legendary Superstition Mountain, full of a lot of history and legends that go along with it. It is the second most photographed natural landmark in Arizona. It is a beautiful site where hikers can experience anything from an easy 1-mile hike to one of the toughest in the valley, which is the Siphon Draw hike all the way up to the Flatiron, which goes up to 4,800 some feet.
Casey, what wild stories have you heard about the Lost Dutchman?
There are so many surrounding it, and I'm a huge conspiracy theorist, so I love every single one. One of the crazy ones I've heard folks talk about is that he wasn't even really the fella who brought this whole mining story to the area. It was actually an army doctor, Dr. Thorne, who was treating the Apaches, and one of their chieftains led him to a cave blindfolded, and in it was all this amazing, rich and luscious ore, and he was able to take it back to town for himself, whatever he could carry. And he's the one that started the story about this amazing gold stash up in the Superstition Mountains. Old Jacob Waltz, who loves spinning a little tale himself, heard this story, And he kind of took it up. Him and a few of his friends, including his best friend Jacob Wiseman, went up into the Superstitions looking for it. Nobody came back but Jacob Waltz. And on his deathbed, he drew that crude map to his girlfriend Julia Thomas, who then claimed to still never find it. We don't know. Maybe it was never there. Maybe it was found and they never told us. I mean, I like to think if I found it, I wouldn't tell people, but I
Right.
would run my mouth
It's
immediately.
like when you win the lottery. You're not
I
gonna
would.
you're not going to tell your family.
I like to think I wouldn't, but I would tell everyone immediately.
There'd be signs, but I won't tell nobody.
I'd be telling everyone that would listen and people who wouldn't, honestly.
I mean, yeah, do you think the gold is still there? Is there something to still to look for? Because a lot of people have lost their lives looking for this.
I know. Every single year there's some new crazy and scary story about folks who have gone looking for it. That gold fever just won't die. So no matter what, whether the story's true or not, the legend itself is very much alive and it keeps people heading up into the soups every year with that hope. No one's come out the other end any, better for wear. Most folks worse for wear from the experience. It says that anyone that does find it usually goes crazy or loses their mind from the experience. So there's a lot of wild stories.
But do you think by now it should have been found?
You would think, right?
Yeah, it's been, what, 200 years or something like that?
But he would hope someone
Right.
did by now. But
Maybe we should go
guess
look
we'll
for
never
it.
know.
I'm sure that would work out well. That would go great.
Yeah,
That
all
would go
those
great.
expeditions who were super prepped and trained, they weren't going to get it. But us three, we got this.
100%. We got drones,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, there we go, right? We could just use the drones.
Right.
Zip right
Maybe-
by.
I don't know. What else is there to do at Goldfield Ghost Town?
There is
I'm
so
gonna
much
show
to do. Oh, it is definitely a place to spend the entire day. Aside from the mine tour, of course, which I highly recommend, maybe biased, but definitely check that out. We got the train ride, which will take you on a 1.5 mile loop around the town of Goldfield on a narrow gauge railroad. You'll have a narrator as your engineer, so he'll talk to you about the history of the town and point out the views, point out the mines that are still there in that area. We've got the Mystery Shack, which is like a house of illusions. That's a good time. Superstition Zipline will pull you on up and give you the best view of the superstitions you've ever seen in your life.
What's the question you get asked the most by people who visit?
I would say folks are usually most interested in the past, what it was like back then. What was it like to be a miner in the late 1800s? What was it like to be a shopkeeper or lady or anyone else who may have been in that area at that time? And it's the best part to show them a little taste of that history and try to keep some of it alive. All right, boys, before I head off down the trail, we can't be leaving here without a good old-fashioned cowboy yee-haw to send us on out. You ready?
Okay.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Yee-haw!
So Goldfield Ghost Town gives us a sense of what it was like back in the day. BK, take us home.
Thank you, Casey, for being a guest on the Drone Zone. I'm drone pilot Brian Kay.
I'm drone pilot Joe Tillman.
Keep your drone soaring and your adventures exploring.